It will bring brand new blessings and brand new battles. But within every uncertainty, there is hidden possibility. So I don't dread any challenge that lies ahead, because I remember all the victories behind. And my confidence is not in my circumstance. The Spirit of God is my supply. I'm steady under pressure, and I'm ready for whatever, because whatever comes my way today, the outcome is I overcome. Christ is in me. I am enough. I can handle it. I can't afford to stay afraid or let my faith hesitate. My purpose is at stake, and He who called me is faithful. His strength in me is greater than any pain I feel or enemy I face. The promise of God is mine for the taking. Every plan He has made is guaranteed to come to pass. It will happen if I don't back down. If I won't let go, it will happen. If I don't stop short, if I won't sell out, it will happen by faith. But faith doesn't take the fear away. It teaches me to fight it. So bring the battle. I'm ready now. I've got something for Goliath. I can handle it. My power flows from presence, so I won't stay stuck in what was or worry about what will be. My regrets have been redeemed, and my tests have become my lessons. My focus is fixed, and my heart is expectant. I'm set. I'm not nervous about what's next, because my eyes are on the throne. I trust the one who's in complete control, the one who already knows how He's going to work it according to His purpose. Even the worst situations are sure to turn in my favor. If I keep moving forward, keep moving toward Him, God is with me in this moment. And whatever happens, I can handle it. I know my help comes from above. So if fear insists on knocking, I'll meet it at the door. Life might give me bad news, but I've still got a good report. I can handle it. If I fall, if I fail, I'll handle it. Grace will give me what it takes to carry on. I can handle it. I have humbled myself under the mighty hand of God. Christ is in me. I am enough. And when the time is right, He'll lift me up. Till then, the lion may roar, but I see His leash, so I keep moving forward. Because I've been down before, but my hope knows how to bounce back from rock bottom. What I need, God's got it. And I'm stronger. I'm better. It's sound. I'm ready. I'm focused. I'm hopeful. No hiding. I'm ready. I'm stronger. I'm better. It's sound. I'm ready. I'm focused. I'm hopeful. No hiding. I'm ready. I'm stronger. I'm better. It's sound. I'm ready. Resilient. Dependent. I know He'll deliver. I'm strong and courageous. One who is able is greater than all. Bring it on. He is ready. I can handle it.
God bless you guys. Welcome back to Kicking It Back with TOJ with the youth. And it's PK edition. And if you don't know what a PK is, it is a pastor's kid. And we are all pastor's kids. My name is Muñeca.
I'm Jayla. I'm Eddie. I'm Eloise. I'm Nana.
And today we are going to be talking about pros and cons of being a pastor's kid. Sorry, I can't think. I'm a little tired this morning. My parents are pastors Kenny and Aga, and sometimes it's a little difficult. A lot of people, a lot of times, being a pastor's kid, kind of interferes with everything, because people, people will kind of just overlook who you are and just see pastor's kid, kind of if it was written on our foreheads. you know, if we confide in somebody or it's kind of like, hold up, you're a pastor's kid, you know. But not only that, like, there's this whole, like, I don't know if they know, but even before, like, when I was younger, like, usually it's like the pastor's kids are the worst kids of the church. It's like that stereotype thing. And sometimes that is true, but in this case, I don't think it's true. But so there's that stereotype that everybody knows about, so they're gonna look at us and be like, okay, what have you done? You know, because I know that I used to go to this church with my grandma, and I went on like vacation with her for like 2 weeks when I was younger, and I was with those pastors' kids, and they were bad, and so I was like, I don't want to be. I remember I was like, I don't want to be a pastor's kid, like they're bad. But the thing is that like I think like for me like I never want to get to that place like because it's not even that like being a pastor's kid makes you bad. That's not it. It's just like you're not taking your walk with God seriously enough, you know, and not really valuing your testimony. And I mean, there is some pros to being a pastor's kid. Like I think I said this like the first episode, like being able to see the growth in people or the growth of a ministry from day one to like now. I mean, in like 2 months the church would have been opened. Like we I don't even know how to say it, but the church opened last year in 2020 of March. So in 2 months it'll be our 1 year anniversary. There you go. So just to see like who's still with us and like where we've gone from inside Pastor Mary Lou's house to here, to this beautiful place where I love every part of it. And it's a really good thing, you know. But there's always there's pros and cons to everything, but sometimes the cons hit you more or hit you worse than the pros. Because at least with being a pastor's kid, the pros kind of take a little bit. At least for me, like obviously sometimes you don't see growth within a day, you know. And honestly, with being a pastor's kid, there's a lot of persecution. Not only to us as youth, but to our parents. You know, as you guys may know, that Pastor Mary Lou, these are her daughters, so they not only like face persecution with their mom being the main pastor of this church, but you know, they get persecuted as well. And then for me and my siblings, we also our parents are the associate pastors, and sometimes people don't like that. So it's definitely like for me, I'm very like I want to like fight everybody, which I've never felt like hit anyone. Okay, like, but I just like this is like kind of like the way I grew up. Like if you come at me, we're gonna throw hands, you know. So anytime something happens, I'm like, all right, we can throw hands. I won't really do it because I would just be like, all right, I need to calm down. But I just be like, bro, we'll throw hands. Let's go. Because it's just like those are my parents, you know. And even though I may not agree with them like 24/7 or every day, at the end of the day, those are my parents, you know. Or even like when it comes to my siblings, they're annoying. But I'm annoying too. Let me just put that out there before they say it. But like there's definitely like there's a lot of things that we have like that we wanna do, but we're like, okay, we can't. We can't. We like it's kind of like a but God moment. Like let God do His thing, you know.
The cons about being a pastor's kid.
Do you not have cons?
I do, but you said that.
So just go in depth more. Or just say them.
Oh yeah. So like the cons are like what Muñeca said, like people like expect like a lot from us since we're like the pastor's kids. Like not for us to be perfect because nobody's perfect, but like for us to like I don't know, like how to say it. Like they have like really high like expectations for us. A pro. Like Muñeca said, we get to see the growth in everybody and like in the church, and like we get to see the growth in each other too.
One of the not bad things, but like yeah, bad things about being a pastor's kid is like for me sometimes like I don't like I feel like there's like all eyes on me for some reason, and every little thing I do, like everyone, not everyone, most people judge me for it. And like when the church was open, like at times like I was in a bad mood and I didn't really want to like get up or do something. And like some people would be like, well, you're the pastor's kid, you're supposed to blah blah blah. And I'm like, okay. Like, what do you want me to do about it? And the good thing is that I get to learn from my mother, and I get to see like how it is to be a pastor. And
I don't know. A con, I would say, is dang, it's like what you guys said. Like people expect you to be like I don't know, like all goody goody, and like to be like on point, and I don't know. I don't have a con.
There's nothing you don't like about being a pastor's kid.
You guys all said them, so like get more in
But we don't know if you feel the same way.
I do. I'm gonna say my pro. So pro that being a pastor's kid is like dang, you guys don't say them?
Yeah, you're quicker than that.
I don't know. You guys all
Okay,
said
can I
them,
go
so
Go.
okay. A con is that there are a lot of people, like kind of like what Mika said, that don't want my parents to be associate pastors. And they think that just because like we're related to Pastor Mary Lou, or that we have a close relationship with them, is why they are associate pastors, which is not the reason. Because if anyone knows Pastor Mary Lou, they know that she only moves by God when He tells her and confirms by like a bajillion times.
Like, I think something gotta fall from the sky in order for her to be like, okay, that's confirmation.
So that's like one of like a big con. Another one, I have a bunch.
Maybe this is like another one.
Another one is that me, my sisters, and I don't know if it's for the girls too, but most likely is that we have to see what our parents go through behind the scenes of every problem, of every event, of every little thing that goes on in the church, and you can see what I wouldn't say a toll. It's because they're doing it unto God, or they're doing it to resolve an issue. But it, like, if there's a problem in the church and like something happens, I don't know, you can kind of see the toll it takes on them, and how like there are certain people who, like I said, don't want my parents in the church, and you can see how hurt my parents are because they've done nothing wrong to people, and they just continue to get persecuted for some unknown reason. Also with Pastor Mary Lou. So that's probably a big con too. We just see our parents go through such heartbreak, and there's nothing we can do about it because we're kids, and so our opinion doesn't really matter, I guess. But yeah. A pro for me is that I get to see my parents walk into their calling, because I'm very proud of them. And another pro is that I'm able to learn how a church runs, like behind the scenes, you know, and I'm able to, learn from my mom, because my mom is called to be a prophet, so am I.
Period.
So yeah, that's it.
Okay, let me just say something. When she was saying that, like, a lot of people like don't like our parents being pastors and stuff, and there's nothing you can do about it. Yeah, it's so frustrating because half the time, like, we know everything that goes down. Like, we're not dumb. We find out everything. And even as a kid, like, I was always, so my parents never, listen, so let me just tell you the story real quick. So when I was a kid, they never taught me to learn Spanish. So they used it as, honestly, I want to say this is probably the reason, which they probably are going to say no, but they used to talk Spanish when they would talk about something that they didn't want us to hear, that they could say in English, but they were like, no, let's just talk in Spanish. But eventually, that just got old, so I just learned Spanish. And I understand probably like 90% of it, but I don't speak it because I'm not comfortable. Not saying that I can. I mean, I sing Spanish songs, but I'm just not comfortable, so I sound like I'm white. If I think I would sound white, like a person that's not Spanish, speaking Spanish, if you know what I mean. So, and so we began to find, that's like a little story on how I started learning about what my parents were talking about. So if something happens with my parents and people are not liking my parents, I find out things very easily. Either, well, now that I'm older, I just kind of just observe everything and just listen. But, so like, it's so frustrating because we can't do anything. But like, it's like, if we even say an opinion on it, or we're like, okay, can you just like do this? And like, you don't know what you're talking about, blah, blah, blah. And I'm like, I think that we have the more, sometimes on an out, like, especially for us, like, we see a lot. So like, if we see an issue going on, we're just observing, you see a whole different point of view than what they see, because they're inside the issue. We're outside the issue, observing the issue, but they think that we don't have a say. And it's like, or not even a say, but like, we even try to like intervene, they're like, get away from me, don't talk to me, whatever, you know. And it's kind of like, I don't know if it's wisdom that God gave me or if it's just common sense that some people just don't have. But it's sometimes it's very frustrating because it's like, how can you not understand? Like, you thought it happened this way, but it actually happened this way, and I don't get it, you know. And the person could have explained it that, oh, actually I meant it this way, but they're still seeing it the way that they thought they saw it. But it's like, what you want me to do? Go back in time and allow you to see with your own eyes yourself? Like, God, if that was a thing, I would have fixed them all, you know. But sometimes just people just want to see what they want to see. They want to feel what they want to feel just to feel it. So it's very frustrating, and it not only breaks my parents' hearts when they have to like go through that, and especially Pastor, because Pastor, like, she has the kindest heart ever, and and like she just goes out of her way for everybody and leaves herself for last. And sometimes I want to fight her because she doesn't take care of herself first.
You just said my con.
Huh?
You just said my con.
Oh. Oh, yeah, just
Anyways, for the people
I didn't even know. But, you know, like, because it's just like, a lot of people just take advantage and they'll run with it and they'll keep going until you say no. And if you don't say no, then it's kind of like, well, you know, but I lost my train of thought, to be honest.
Can I say something?
Yeah, go ahead.
Okay. So another one, is that I'm able to learn from like Pastor Mary Lou and my mom how to like show the love of God even when I want to be in my flesh. Cause girl, I swear, if I was in their position, oh my God, I'd be the pettiest person in the world. You
Be
can
like, you're no longer here. You're no longer here.
Like,
Get out.
Oh my.
I get.
Like, there have been situations that have come up where I'm just like, just do this. They're like, that's I don't know what they say, but like, that's not showing the love of God. That you're being in your flesh. And I'm like, and like, I have no problem. Like, yeah, but
She's like, I have no problem.
I learned to show the love of God even when I want to be in my flesh, which I do.
Yeah, hold on, sorry. This like whole like right now, sorry, I have to say something before this. Like, Ellie, I love you. So this whole like, so like she said, like she just sometimes you just don't want to do it. Like, you got those days, and if you think you don't got those days, you're lying to yourself and to everybody else around you. Because I know you got those days where you're just like, I don't even want to talk to you, bro. Like, don't talk to me. Like, you did this, and I know what you did. You know, maybe it's more so me, but listen, it's a work in progress. So, this whole like COVID thing and like us just doing like the lives from the church or whatever, and the church not really being open, I honestly, it's a pro for me at the moment because I don't like talking to people sometimes. So if I've ever had an issue with you and we resolve the issue and I haven't seen you in 6 months, and when I do see you again, it's still gonna be awkward because I don't know if we actually resolve the issue. So it's a very like, I'm like, you know what, it's okay, I don't have to see you, whatever. I just say hi from a distance, you know? So that's the other pro. Okay, go. Sorry, the floor is yours, Ellie.
My con is kind of like what everyone's saying, like all together, but like it's more of like what Ellie was saying, that how I don't know if it was or not, but it was one of them was saying how oh yeah, it was me. How my mom always puts herself last. Like, that bothered me so much because like she has her own personal life and everything doesn't have to be like, how do you say that, like in the church?
Ministry.
Yeah, everything doesn't have to be like ministry. Yeah, that's it. And my pro is that, well, 2019 was not a good year at all. 2020, it had its moments. Well, it was bad. So most of it was bad. And even still, my mom's still doing this. I could never. No. Yeah, that's it. Me? Yeah. Anyways, with the whole my mom being kind part, like way too kind. I understand where she's coming from, but like sometimes I just can't stand her because like there's so many people that like do things or say things that I know hurts my mother, and she just I don't even know, like she's so nice to everybody, and like I remember this one time I forgot where we were and I said, Mom, just ignore and walk away, and she said no, and I was like you're gonna say hi? And she was like, yeah, and I was like, okay. Go ahead. Okay.
Like that's like.
Well, sorry. Kind of like what Dolly was saying. What were you saying again? Something about her being tonight. Okay, yeah, something like that. So, like we won't see these people for a long time, and then they'll say stuff that hurts her, and then she'll just be like, "Hey, God bless you." Like I would never.
I
I'd be like, "Who are you?"
like just act like I didn't see you.
That's something that I have to pray about, cause like, if I see people like, it like God gave Mary Lou and like my mom, my dad, very, very good hearts, cause they gave them strength to do people like that, people who talk trash, and then if they see them at like Walmart or something, they're like, oh my God, God bless you, like.
So nice to see you.
Like they're not being fake. They're just saying God bless you. You know, hi. They're not gonna ignore you, but like, if I ever done that, I'd be running in the opposite direction.
Oh. So this like, I'm gonna share an experience I had with that. That I didn't pass.
Oh, I know.
So it was like the other day. I'm not gonna say like the first time and stuff, but like we seen somebody somewhere, and it was like a person who did something to like my sister, and who like hurt her really bad, and she was like saying
Me.
and she was like saying hi to me, and I just looked at her and then I looked away. Then I felt really bad after, but like. Yeah, I should have said hi. I just, yeah.
Oh my.
Yeah.
I'll say something after you.
You guys-
Okay. I'm nosy, y'all.
Have you guys ever like tried to walk away from someone, like someone you don't like, obviously, right? And you see them at the store, and you see them, you turn the opposite direction, and they come over to you, and you're like, oh, I didn't see you.
Yeah. And that's God, showing you. Excuse me. You're supposed to say hi. Yeah, I don't like that. Like if you're in the mall, right, and you're walking one way, and the person's walking the opposite way, and you're like, oh my God, don't see me. And then you walk away, we walk by them successfully without them seeing you, and then you end up in the same store.
That's so awkward.
I'm like, no, I did not want to see you today. Yeah, no. So as you can see, we all just don't like talking to people.
Period.
And if you have an issue with us, that's even worse. We don't want to talk to you even more. It's definitely interesting. I don't know. My parents are the same way though. I don't know how they. I think God definitely changed their hearts, because I think that if they're in the world, they would not have such a. I think they just were like, peace out. At least my dad just be like, peace out. My mom, depending on who you are, she might be like hurt. But at the same time, if she did nothing wrong, she'd probably be like, peace out, you know? Sorry, I keep like drifting, like my mind. But yeah, there's definitely pros and cons to being a pastor's kid. But you know, it's like not all bad. I don't want you guys to think that we're like hating on being a pastor's kid. You know, because right now that's her life and that will never change. So once you're pastor's kid, you never go back. Good. Just keep moving. You know, but honestly, for me, I wouldn't change anything. Like, I can't say I love because there's some things I don't love. But, you know, if God called my parents to be pastors, I love it. For me, maybe not so much because I want to fight everybody that persecutes him. And Pastor Mary Lou because... And then, oh my goodness. Okay, you know what I hate? Alright, so listen. So, if y'all don't know, Pastor Mary Lou is my cousin by blood. Okay? I call her my aunt because at this point, she deserves that title. So, even before, so like, I don't know, a couple years ago, like when Jose was around, I considered them my aunt and uncle. We used to do everything with them, you know, and before the church was even created, we was even thought of. Pastor Mary Lou and Jose were called to be pastors. So, but, you know, so before even that, we were still in our old ministry. We used to do things with them. And now that the church is created and everything, like, and my parents are associate pastors, and if we do things with Pastor Mary Lou, it's kind of like there's an issue. Like, whoa, what are you guys doing? And it's like, hold up, we're family. Okay, but we're all family. But are we though? Are we? You know? But like, it's kind of like, it's like if I just want to hang out with my family, it's kind of like you can't, or you can't tell anybody because people are going to talk. And it's so frustrating. So frustrating because it's like, if I'm over here with Jayla, I can't say anything. Not that I would be like, oh my god, guys, I'm hanging out with Jayla today. I'm hanging out. So honestly, I'm never that hyper. Unless y'all want me to be. I mean, it depends. There's certain times where I'm just like, let's go. But I just like sometimes it's frustrating because people just like, a lot of people like to talk, especially with what's being posted on social media. And that's one thing I hate about social media. Even though if you do, like, it sucks because like, even though you want to just post like a cute picture with a cousin or whatever, with one of them or whatever, like people are like, oh my god, they're together, right? They're hanging out right now. Oh, I wonder what Pastors Kenny and Aka are doing too. Oh, this or that, like, you know, and it's just so frustrating because it's like they're family. We did things with them before this happened, like before the church was open. But people don't want to actually realize that and be like, oh, they're family, you know? And like in our, I'm just gonna say this because in our old ministry, there were like cliques and stuff like that, you know, and I know for a fact that I was affected because it's like, oh, why do you always hang out with those people but never hang out with us? But it's like it's not like they were just family. It was just a clique. If you don't know what a clique is, it's like, how do you explain a clique?
Connection.
A favorite group of people.
Yeah, just like one.
Yeah, a favorite group of people. So, and you know, I definitely was affected by it, you know, and people could be still like hurt from that, but the thing is like we're nothing compared to that. We always, if COVID wasn't here, we'd have gatherings all the time. You know what I'm saying? But literally, like, even now, like, people still see it as like a clique, or like we're favoriting another family, but it's family, their blood. You know what I'm saying? Like, even before, we always did things with them. So it's very frustrating and whatnot, sometimes. But, you know, there are pros and cons, and sometimes the cons weigh out the pros. But they're still pros. And as long as God's calling my parents to do what they do, there's more pros than cons.
Can I say something?
Yeah, because you have a
So, I know. So, one of my cons is that a lot of people in the church don't say pastor in front of their name. They were like, hey, Aka. I'm like, pastor. And, like,
Like your mom.
I mess up, but, like, my mom corrects me. And now I've been getting, like, the hang of it, like, Pastor Mary Lou. And I don't call my mom pastor because that's weird. And
Like, when we talk about her, we call her Pastor Aka. Or just say my mom. We don't ever
That's
say
so
Aka.
weird to me.
It's weird.
I can't. And it's because, like, I don't know. It's just weird.
like, I don't like when people, like, are like, hey, Mary Lou. I look at them like, what do you, like, she's, no. And then, yeah. So.
It's because a lot of people don't believe.
Yeah, they
And
don't
they're calling.
respect. It's not that, like, obviously the title is important because God has given them the title. And it's not all about the title, you know, but there comes a certain point where you have to respect the title, whether you like it or not. Like Pastor Mary Lou.
Period.
Like Pastor Mary Lou. Everyone calls her Pastor Mary Lou, but when it comes to my, no, not even. When it comes to my mom, that's when it stops. They call my dad Pastor Kenny. They do not call my mom Pastor Aka, and I have no idea why. My mom is the pastor for everybody in the back.
Like, okay, so,
Pastor Aka.
so like,
Oh, sorry, go.
so, like, it doesn't make sense, like, they call my dad and Pastor Mary Lou, obviously, pastor, and, but, like, my mom has a hard time, like, accepting her calling, because she's called to be a pastor. And she's now starting to, like, accept it and everything, little by little, and, like, people don't help by calling her just, like, Aka.
You're sure
Like-
your mom
Would
the same.
What'd you say?
She's so you. Like,
It's so funny because Pastor comment that. She's like, wow, Nina's just like you.
I know, like, who am I talking to right now? Like, what?
But
It-
yeah.
It's definitely like, yeah, like they call my dad Pastor Kenny, they call Pastor half the time Pastor Mary Lou, depending on who they are. If they feel like they've known her for a long enough time and known her before she was Pastor Mary Lou, they still call her Mary Lou, and sometimes I want to fight them.
What the heck is up with that?
And
It's so
with
hard,
my
though.
mom, it's kind of like, it's even less. So like half the people call Pastor Kenny is always Pastor Kenny though. Like, I think maybe because he's like built and like, that they're like, all right, nah, I gotta stay with him. I can't mess with him, you know. But Pastor Mary Lou is probably like 75% to 50% of the time that they call her Pastor Mary Lou. If they've known her long enough, they feel like they can slip in a Mary Lou here and there. With my mom, it's probably like 50%
No,
of the
it's like,
time to lower, you know, that they call her Pastor Aka. And I think because they think she's like easier going and she'll just take it lightly when she's the one who's correcting half the people in the church. So it's kind of like, but then again, it's herself. She didn't want to accept it herself, so she's kind of like lenient.
yep, she's not gonna.
But I know that like if she's serious about something, she'll like put her foot down, you know. So I'm hoping that she's like putting her foot down about, you know. But then again, like a lot of people think it's because of a title, which it's not because of a title. Because if you know my mom, she did not listen. Back in her old ministry, she didn't want to go to church when we first started coming. And look at her now.
Period.
You know what I'm saying? Going on 7 years, baby.
Woohoo!
You know, But it definitely, I say I wanna fight people a lot of the time, and it's kind of just like an instant like I'm not really gonna fight them. It's just like frustrating. When I'm frustrated, I say I just wanna fight you. I just wanna fight them. You know. And by fight them, I mean maybe fight in the spirit, and I'll pray for you.
That's the only fighting we do here.
We gotta get those bitch on shirts. I'ma fight you. By fight, I mean fight in the spirit.
In the spirit.
Period. So alright, so before we start answering comments and questions, if y'all didn't know, we talked about it last week, we were on the Daniel fasting. And some of us have succeeded, some of us has failed. We are going to talk about it right now. It is currently day 11 on the Daniel fast. I've lasted 11 days. By next Thursday, the next best episode of the week, I know BB's watching, or at least he was. So I just wanted to clarify that. But by next Thursday, we'll be already a week ahead, and we'll be almost done. So I'm praying, because we're on 11 days. I've lasted halfway through, and if y'all don't know me, I'm very picky. I've eaten like potatoes like almost every day. Corn, a lot of fruit actually. So, but I think my body's like chilling, you know. Yeah.
How are you, Jayla?
Let's start off with Jayla.
Yeah.
How are you? It was gonna go to Jayla anyways.
Guys, I quit, okay?
On day
Oh
one.
my god!
Day 5. I made it longer than last time. I'm very proud of myself. Thank you very much.
Very proud of you, Jayla.
I almost died, guys.
Why?
Oh my God.
I had to go to the hospital.
You're so exaggerated.
I almost fell in the shower. I was so dizzy.
And what happened after you ate that candy cane?
I feel better.
You could have kept going.
It wasn't a candy cane, it was a mint.
Okay.
I felt a little bit better, then I kept feeling dizzy. I needed sugar in my life, so
Wait, I don't understand.
I said, "Darling, can I have your hot Cheetos?" I was like,
I don't understand how Nana eats more candy than you, and she literally separated herself from the candy. She put it inside her mom's room and all her stuff, and you're the one dying.
I was dizzy.
Oh no, I do
Okay.
get dizzy.
Oh shoot!
I almost fell in the shower. I couldn't even stand up. I had to sit down.
What were you eating?
Food.
Well, the thing is, if your body's craving sugar, which that's probably the reason, there's a lot of sugar in fruits and stuff like that.
They got frozen fruits.
And we got fruits. I had strawberries and bananas almost every day.
Okay,
with,
because you're eating the same thing every day.
What else am I supposed to drink?
There's more fruits than
Drink
strawberries.
water.
Apple.
Water.
What is water gonna do for me?
Keep you hydrated.
I drank like 8 bottles of water a day. I was still thirsty.
All I hear is excuses.
Next person.
But hey, you lasted 5 days. I'm very proud of you.
You didn't clap.
Are you still on it, or did you fail?
I'm still on it. It's really tough because I work at McDonald's, and I mostly work Saturdays and Sundays, and like being around all that food is really hard. Even when I eat in the mornings, like I get really, really, really hungry after work. You got it. So I get out of work and I just want to eat everything. And I remember, I think it was like last week, I was working and I got out of work. I said, "Mom, I can't do this anymore." And she was like, "What did she say?" Yeah, I forgot what she said. Anyways. Okay. I think she said, "I regret that memories" or something. That. And I was like, she was like, "I would understand if you said you didn't want to, but you saying you can't." And I was like, "Okay, whatever." But when I'm at home, it's pretty easy because, you know, everybody in the house is doing it except for obviously the kids and J-Lo. Anyways. Yeah, it's mostly difficult when I'm working. That's about it, because all I can drink is water.
So go on a full stomach to work.
That's what I tried doing. I think it was like no, but she's so exaggerating. Like she'll get out of work and have chips and popcorn and mac and cheese and everything right in front of her. Right in front of her.
Every day.
Anyway.
And fruits and a No, smoothie and everything.
Half of
I'm
the
like,
time I go to work like without eating, cause like I get really tired. I just sleep. So I think it was like Sunday. My mom actually cooked before dropping me off, and I ate. But when I came out of work, I came out hungrier than ever. I was so hungry. Yeah.
So I'm still on the Daniel fast.
I'm proud of you.
Last time only lasted 5 days. Today is day.
Candy food. Today.
Today's day 11.
I don't know.
Ooh, 5 days. I thought it was like 3.
No,
it was 5.
It was 5. I
She
don't
said
know.
five.
Like every other day, she was like, I just ate this. I don't know if I'm still in the fast.
Yeah. No,
that was
because
the
I
last
remember
day.
it was a good 2 days where you're like, yeah, I'm not on the fast. I think I'm gonna start the fast again.
No, I'm not on it.
Yeah, she came to church and she's like, oh my god, I quit the fast. I was like, what happened? She was like, I ate a candy from my pocket. I was like, what?
She's like, and I forgot. Day 5, and I forgot that I was on the fasting.
Oh my god, no,
It
what?
was
The
the
other day-
morning.
What day did we start the fast?
When? This time?
No, last time. Banana tried it because she says day 5. It was she ate candy on a Sunday.
Wasn't it like after?
Oh, it was on a Thursday, I believe.
Yeah,
Yeah,
but like, sometimes
Thursday.
you forget. Like the other day, we were going inside the car and all the kids had gum, and I was like, "Oh, can I have one?" And
So it was day 4 now.
Dolly goes, "No," and I was like, "Why?" And I looked at my mom and I looked at Dolly. They started laughing. I'm like, "Can you just tell me why I can't have one?" I'm so confused.
But it is very hard. Like I want candy. I told my mom yesterday. Okay, so we went to Dollar Tree yesterday, and my mom was like looking for some picture frames for her job. And yeah. And so, she was like, do you want anything? And I was like, I can't get anything. She was like, oh, and I was like, can I get peanuts? She was like, yeah. So I went to go look for peanuts. And the whole aisle behind me was candy. I was like, and they had like honey peanuts, those are gross. And then we were going to check out. And I was like, it's so sad leaving here without candy, empty-handed. My mom said, you're so extra. Yeah, all that. And then we were in the car, and I was like, usually I'm reaching in here for my candy, but nope, it's just my peanuts. But, yeah. And I told my mom after the fast, I want to go to Dollar Tree, grab a basket, and fill it up with candy.
I don't think you get that one.
Chick-fil-A is not open on Sundays.
No,
Oh my
the
god,
day
it's
after.
not.
The day after. That's
Guys,
what I'm doing.
even though I quit the fast, I still haven't had chicken.
Yo, she dead serious. Day 11 without chicken. Alright, go Italy.
Okay, sorry. Okay, so it's day 11. I've done this before, but I feel like this time's harder. Honestly, there's so much candy at my house. Like, like
In our snack cabinet, there's a big bag of candy there. And it's open.
I don't care, but there's still candy there.
It's the one Vivi got me for Christmas, and it
You
tempts
still haven't
me every
eaten that,
time.
girl?
It's 5 pounds.
Shout out to
I'm not
Beach.
eating one.
Shout out to Beach for getting her that candy. I don't like you right now, but
it's okay.
yeah. So I'm really, really craving candy, and yeah, that's it. I just really want candy. So when I get off this fast, I'm gonna go into sugar coma. But that's it.
Ellie?
What day is it again?
11.
Oh, so it's day 11 and well, like Italy said, it's harder this time. Like, oh my gosh, I just want chips. Like, there's Takis and hot Cheetos on top of my refrigerator that I had to take out my room because I was gonna eat them. And I was cleaning my desk, like I have a desk, whatever, with full of stuff, and then I seen them on there, and I was like, I gotta take this out. And then what is it called? Like Dolly was saying, like the stuff that I never wanted before, I want now. Like I don't get it. I really don't. Like I don't want no candy or nothing. I want chips. Like.
Me too.
But yeah.
Yeah, I definitely. Yeah, so this fast is going. Jayla, I hope you find your chicken craving soon. Because at this point, you should have just stayed on the fast.
Yesterday, we went to the store and the kids got Kit Kats and Jayla got some hot chips, and then we got us at the car and we got those pom-pom things or whatever they're called, and I tasted it and it tasted like dirt, and I was like, what is this? I was so sad. And the man goes, here, you want one? Give me a Kit Kat. And I'm like,
I would have elbowed her in the face. The other day we made pepperoni soup and well, my dad and my mom did. And my dad usually, this is what he does when he cuts up the pepperoni. He always gives us a piece, especially me because I'm like a dog and I really want it. So and you know what he does? I'm like walking into the bathroom and I was like, oh, I gotta walk away from this. He puts the whole, first of all, he put the whole thing of pepperoni inside the soup when half of us weren't eating it. So at the end of the pot, there was just a whole bunch of pepperoni.
There was only 2 people, which is my dad and my brother, that were eating pepperoni.
So he should have put just half of it, but whatever. And you know what he did when he was cutting? He put one piece in my face and then he was like, do you want this? And I was like, stop, because I'm going to eat it. He's like, and then he put the whole stick in my face, which I would have eaten the whole stick of pepperoni. And he was like, what, do you feel tempted? And I was like, yeah, because it's pepperoni, first of all. I love pepperoni. But I'm like, I can't wait till this fasting is done and I can feel like I succeeded, and don't ever ask me to do this again. I decided to do it because last time I didn't do it and I was very happy I didn't do it. But I was like, let's just give myself a little challenge, you know?
A little.
Yeah, a lot of it.
I would have thought it would have been easier.
I haven't had soda in 11 days.
Yeah,
I usually have a ginger ale by now. Or Sprite, like a Sprite from McDonald's, like a large Sprite. Oh, yeah.
That's all I thought it was going to be easier because I did it like the first 2 times, and then this time, like, I just want everything.
Yeah.
Like,
you know how hard it is? You know how hard it is going to work and getting a large drink and drinking water?
Yeah, it looks like Sprite.
Yesterday I was like, what are you drinking?
She brought home a large cup yesterday and it was clear. And I was like, and it was water. And I was like, dang, nah. Just, listen, for the past few days, I be having dreams and it's of me eating like a trial size Sweet Tubes. And only because I have those candies, and I'm like, oh my god, like in my dream, I'm like, oh, I guess I broke the fasting. And then I told my mom, she's like, yeah, I did too. And my mom's over there crying, like in my dream, she's crying because she's not on the fasting anymore because she ate chocolate. And I living my best life eating the chocolate that I was eating. And then I wake up and I was like, oh no.
I had a dream that I was trying to eat candy, and every time I would grab a piece of candy, my mom would show up. So I couldn't eat it. So like, in my dream, me and my mom obviously were on the fast, and there was a big bowl of candy, and every time I would like lift my hand up to get one, my mom would come in and be like, hey, what's up? I'm like, nothing. And then she would walk away, and I'd go again to grab it, and she kept coming in, so I couldn't take a piece.
I had a dream that I was trying to eat a chip, and every single time I put it in my mouth, it was a vegetable. And
I had a dream last night that we're in the McDonald's line, and I got chicken nuggets, and like the sauce was buffalo, and I ate them, and my mom woke me up.
We sound like fatties.
Alright, I'm gonna read some comments. God bless you, Omira. Sorry, my foot. Mom said, as pastor's kids, do you feel as if people treat you different, good or bad? For sure, people treat us different.
Yeah, both.
And honestly, sometimes it's a bad thing because there's that stereotype around us. And a good thing if they treat us different, maybe they look at us for guidance, I guess. Which I mean, I try to help people the best way I can. But yeah. Anybody else want to answer? Okay. God bless you, Pastor. Pastor said, I think this is when we were talking about how she needs like something to fall from the sky for confirmation, and she said, "Stop it, girls," with a laughing face. Somebody said something in Spanish that I don't know how to read. All I've read was "God bless you."
Who was it?
I don't know how to say his name.
Oh my god.
That's with a W.
It's Wilkins. I read it, but I forgot it. I don't have it here anymore.
Oh, okay. God bless you. So Pastor Marilu said, I feel that my girls get affected because they see how busy I am with ministry, and it must be hard not to have a mom, not to have a mom with them every time they want me. They also take care of the babies when I need them to, and I know it must be hard for them all.
Okay, I'm gonna say something.
Yup, kids are annoying.
I don't really love, but I like sometimes taking care of my siblings. Nevaeh, she just cries a lot. And then like sometimes EJ, like he's so funny, and I just like hanging out with him.
He's so weird.
Because he's 2 years old. But like everyone knows EJ's my favorite. Nevaeh, I still love her a lot.
You're probably watching this right now.
Yeah,
EJ's so
but
mean.
me like taking care of the kids for my mom, like at times it's not a problem. Like yeah, sometimes like I'd be annoyed because like sometimes like my mom's so focused on like ministry and stuff like that, and then like before people used to call her like all the time because they needed her and they just needed her like that point and that was it. But yeah, and half of the time before we didn't have family time anymore because of some people. And like when we did have family time, she was sometimes on her phone because someone needed her. And yeah.
Pastor Mary Lou said, at some point she put the eye emoji. Mom said laughing face eat Elise.
Period.
Mom also said, always show the love of God regardless in capital letters.
Ew.
I guess. Yeah,
I don't understand how, like, I give props to you guys.
Yeah,
like,
props
it's
to
so
y'all,
hard.
yeah.
Like, okay, so still to reach out to people like you guys, to reach out to people even though they're being like how
Petty.
they are and fake, whatever. I mean, not fake, but like they're saying stuff that obviously hurts you guys, and you're still reaching out and stuff. I could never. Like one of the youth. Okay, so it was the wrong thing to do, but I did because. Sorry, but I blocked them on something, and they text me on my regular phone number, and they're like, "Oh, did you block me on this and that?" And I opened it and I didn't answer because I didn't know what to say. Yup.
Over the go, yeah.
Like I could never. That was like it's so hard. But like I feel bad, but I don't know what to say. Like, oh yeah, I did. Like, okay.
Yeah, no, I feel that though. Like a lot of people that had issues with my parents, and I've seen them post stuff on social media about my parents. I've either blocked them or unadded you as a friend, and then again, now I'm like, wait, I don't even know why I had you as a friend. We didn't speak anyway, so you shouldn't be offended. But if you are, maybe we can talk. Maybe no. But yeah, like I mean, I definitely feel that, and I haven't come to terms. And what?
This guy's so pretty.
Oh, I'm like, I thought you said someone was there. Okay, so all right, we got a couple minutes. So Pastor said the PKs at the church are the face of TOJ, and it's why we need you guys to get up and worship, pray, and get in the presence of God, even when you don't feel like it. It may be annoying, but you'll realize one day that all we want for you is to succeed in God and walk walk the right way. I can't read. It's the truth. Everyone is looking at you, but most importantly, God is looking at you. There are definitely higher expectations from you guys, but at the end of the day, you're all human. Amen.
Period.
Yes, Pastor.
We got Beebs in the chat now.
By the way, Beebs were youth, not kids.
Yeah.
Period. Get it correct.
Yeah, we're gonna
Never
fight
call
you.
us kids again.
Beebs said, "God bless you, youngins."
You could just
Then
say
he
youth.
corrected.
Yeah.
I don't know if he meant to
I
correct
think-
himself. Wait, I don't know if he meant to correct himself because after that he put youth.
Oh.
So I don't know if he meant youth or just put youngins and then was like, let me just put youth because I know they're gonna say something. So I don't
You're
know.
learning, you're
Because
learning.
Beebs be like that though. God bless you, Raul. He said, "Good morning, young ones. Our future, our lives. May God bless you all. God bless you." Pastor
God bless
Lou said, "Nana, you sound like your mom."
Amen to that one.
Mom said, "Pastor Mary Lou." Woo! I don't know what that means. Pastor Mary Lou said, "The title doesn't make who we are, but it's a form of respect." Amen. Period. And everybody should understand that, but people don't. I almost said Pastor Kenny, and I got, Mom said, "I'm so proud of you all." And she also said, "Oh my God, Jayla, about, I think it was when we were talking about you. You haven't had chicken in 11 days. So if y'all don't know, give this girl some chicken before she goes out. I don't even know.
Came for yesterday. She seen the chicken that you buy over there. She goes, "Oh my God, I just want that." And then my mom goes, "We can't even eat that." She goes, "I can."
But Jayla could go get the money for it anyway.
Yeah, yesterday we were driving by Changes Pizza, and my mom was talking about the good food they had in there, and I was like, "Oh my God, Mom,
She
stop."
said, "The chicken wings are good there." I was like,
I was like, "Oh my God, Mom, stop!" And Dada goes, "Jayla, shut up! You can eat all of that." And my mom was like,
But
"And
you know
where's
what?
she gonna get the money?"
Yeah, but you know what sucks is she's not on fasting anymore, but she still hasn't had chicken in 11 days.
Or
because she's
soda.
lazy. She doesn't even want to cook for herself. Like,
After
Today
the
she
fast,
stayed on fasting.
like our
So,
mom is not
alright.
gonna cook for you.
you know what? I had chocolate milk, and I'm okay.
Alright, we got a few more. So, Bibi said she needed that junk food in her system. I guess so.
I guess.
Pastor Mary Lou said, "A pro for all of you is that you have your parents to teach you, and you can learn from their mistakes as well. If you think above it, it's an advantage that many don't have." And then Beeb said, "You guys are awesome. Proud of all of you. Good episode today. Glad all the ladies were able to share."
Thanks, Beach. We
Best episode. Best episode. Wait. So proud of you. Pastor said, "So proud of you all, even the one who who got put in the hospital by the Daniel fast."
Pastor Mary Lou, please.
And then Bibi said, "Muñeca, are you still making your own orange juice?" Actually, I haven't. I actually still have some from last week. I put it in my smoothies. It's actually really good. You should try it. Pastor Mary Lou said, "Oh my God, Muñeca, because of you, I had a dream a few days ago that I was eating so good food. The devil is a liar."
Oh my God, I had a dream that my mom, she like ate a candy and then she like hit me because I reminded that she was on the path.
And then Bibi said, "I've been having meat withdrawals. I don't know, meat hasn't hit me too much. But okay, thank you for tuning in. I have to get to work. Come back for next Thursday for the best episode of the week. You can ignore tomorrow. Actually, no, the men are here tomorrow. If you want to tune in, go ahead. But the best episode of the week next Wednesday and Thursday. Thursday, tune in for sure, though. And I'm going to close this out in prayer, and I hope you guys have a great day. Father God, we come before you, thanking you for each and every single person that is here, everybody that spoke, Lord, and everybody that, thanking you for everybody that tuned in, God. I pray that this helped them, that this spoke to them, Lord, and that they just understood us more, God. And I thank you for everything that you continue to do, and I pray that you have your way today like you always do. In the name of the Father, Son, and Holy Spirit, amen. Have a great